Hello everyone, welcome back to the Thermac channel. And today, as promised by me, I'll be going to share everything about the placement strategy, be it mechanical, be it CS, be it IT, be it any domain. And I'll whatever placement strategy I'm going to tell you, it works for everything. It works for every domain, every course. Like if you're into BTech, if you're into masters, it works the same for everyone. But the example which I'm going to take here is especially the mechanical one, from which I belong. And let me tell a little bit about me. I'm a master's student in the field of thermal engineering from BITS Pilani, Hyderabad campus. And right now I'm placed with Dover Corporation. I'm interning right now at Dover, and I'll be joining the company in some months after my internship completes, because like I have a pre-placement offer with them. And yeah, so that is pretty much about me. And let's start with the video. And moreover, I'll be mostly talking about placement strategy, complete one, two, like zero to one, zero to infinity, let me call it, because I'll be talking about everything. And second thing, I'll tell see, first of all, you should have at least two domains, the primary and the secondary domain. Primary domain should be based on your course. Secondary domain should be based on the thing that you want to get into, like backup kind of thing. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the primary domain and the secondary domains, and everything I'm going to talk about in the next video, upcoming videos. So do share, like, and subscribe to my channel, and do share it with your friends, with your like whosoever you want to see, whosoever you want to share this knowledge with. And yeah, let's start the video. I hope you guys are going to like it. Yes, so I hope like your first semester went well. You guys have scored a good CGPA and you have studied the basics at least. Like first of all, see, for the placement part, if we talk about, let me start the record. Yeah, so if you talk about the placement part, uh, you should have at least one domain like as a primary domain and the other one as a secondary domain. Like if things go out of hand, if you fail to get into your primary domain, you have at least something backed up for your second, like the passive domain. And right now I'll be talking about both BTech plus masters, guys, or maybe like whichever branch you're from. The overall things are going to remain the same. Like, and if I get into depth, it will be particularly for mechanical, being it design domain, being it thermal, being it CAD CAM, being it mechanical, being it manufacturing. So the basics are going to remain the same for everyone, for every branch, and the little things that I talk about is going to be the same for every mechanical domain, being it BTech or being it masters. So yeah, first of all, see, the first strategy which I think would be the best is, just a second. Okay, so I'm a little new with this, so yeah, please bear up with me. Yeah, so select some companies. Okay, so the first thing is select some companies from your domain by asking it to your seniors. Do refer to the seniors कि which all companies come into your college. Okay, so just imagine कि we have some 3-4 domains. uh, like you have a CFD developer, you have a CFD analyst. Like I'm from a CFD domain, that's why I'll be much more talking about the CFD as in my examples. Design domains, or maybe the supply and chain domain, the data analyst. Like there are multiple and data analysts. I talk about mechanical. Like there are many things which you can do with data analysis in mechanical domain also. So in that perspective, I'm talking about data analyst. Data analyst doesn't mean a computer software engineer only. It can be from any branch. Like he or she can be from any branch. So yeah, so first of all, like all the companies that are coming, like Altair is there, AirUp is there, SolidWorks is there, and there are multiple companies. And do believe me, you can also apply for these companies. Like if these companies are not coming for your campus. So yeah, I was saying ki these all companies are there in the CFD developer domain. Like there are multiple companies. I have listed down some of them, only 3 of them. which are very famous in the domains. Like there can be more companies, basically what I meant to say. And if you talk about CFD analyst, there is Mercedes Benz, like the Indian one, MBRDI, which is called as Mercedes Benz Research and Development Center. There is Dover Corporation. This is the company which I am working with, and Dover Corporation gives you the role of a design engineer because it has a design center here in India, which is called a DIIC, and basically you'll be working as a CFD analyst. Like the job role will be very similar to that of a CFD analyst, but yeah, you'll be called as a design engineer because you have to design things on the basis of optimization of like different things, optimization of the heat carried away, or maybe optimization of the better flow, the turbulent flow, or like whatever work they want you to do. But you will be called as a design engineer. That is all what I meant to say. And there are many more companies like Exxon Mobil is there. I applied for their internship. There is like a lot of companies are there actually in the CFD analyst, like many companies. So this is a very like famous branch, actually very famous domain in which you can get into. But yeah, it does require many skills. I'll be talking about those skills later in the placement series. This is just an overview of the like placement series, what all companies come in, all everything. If you talk about the design domain, there are a company like QS Automation, like mostly the automation companies, the automobile companies. There is a gearing company, like companies related working in the field of gears, the R&D sectors, and companies like that will be coming for your college. So basically what I meant to say, for all the three or many more branches which are there in mechanical, there are a lot of companies coming for placement. So don't be worried with the placements, like there are not companies coming up. Don't be worried with that thing. Just the thing is, you need to skill up and you need to gear up your skills in such a manner that these companies, after looking at your portfolio, they can't deny you with that. Like if you show them your portfolio, even if your interview doesn't goes well, they are yes, this is our guy and we are very much there to work with him. And like your portfolio should be designed in such a way. I'll tell you how can you design your portfolio and everything in the later on videos, and how a corporate really likes your portfolio to be. Like I'll tell you such ways ki just by looking at your portfolio, you will be the most standing out person in the whole crowd. Yeah, like they'll just look at you and they'll be like, "Ki, yes, this is our person. Just take his interview, and even if he's good, like even if your interview goes not that good, still they are going to take you." Like I'll tell you the ways of designing a portfolio like that. So yeah, these all companies, select some companies. This is the step one which I told you. Sorry. Fuck. Step one. Select some companies, talk to seniors, and these are the like the primary domains I'm talking about right now. I'll talk about the secondary domains later on, because primary is definitely the first choice of any student. And the second step which you should take before your placement, these all things you should do at least one semester before. At least, like you should do it as soon as you get into any course, but yeah, at least one semester before the placement, so that you have a lot of time, and the condition being ki you have worked the whole semester and everything. So yeah, the second thing is your projects. So pick up projects in such a way that your primary domain matches the interest of your project. Like if you want to get into so let me consider I want to give like get into CFD analyst, which really I wanted to get into. Like I still remember my goal was set from the very first day of my semester. Like as I took admission in MTech, I did already talk to seniors, and I knew ki what I wanted to see myself as in after like completion of my course. So yeah, I decided of a CFD analyst, and I'm considering the example of CFD analyst here, and we'll talk about it. So yeah, so I came to know about the companies which come for like internship and PS at my college, like PS and placements at my college. So there were companies that I aimed for. First one was Mercedes. Definitely everyone wants to get into that. Second one was yeah, there was like there are company like Dover was there. There was why I'm forgetting the names. I don't know. Like I have become a lot lazy, I guess, after the placements. Yeah, so Daikin was there. third, like fourth one, there are companies. Acha, theek hai, I'll not talk about my college companies. I'll talk about like every company. So there is one more company, Exxon. I just considered myself to get into these three, and yeah, there were many more companies. Like there are also many more projects which people are working on right now. I worked with a company called as Tequila Shirts. I'm working with them right now also. Like, should I tell it or not? Because I'm working. So okay, like it is just a project based company. These guys hired me in August, I guess. Yeah, they hired me in August and they gave me projects to work on. It was basically a turbine cooling blade optimization project, and still I'm working with them. Like I don't have to give a lot of time, but still, like it is mostly the money which I get is according to the like small parts of the project. If I have to make any design, if I have to simulate it, if I have to make a mesh of it, so I am being paid according to that, like the various levels of the project. Yeah, it is not a monthly kind of income. It is a project based job kind of thing, you can say. And yeah, workload is not very much because of this. I do manage it like somehow, because there is not a lot of workload in it. Yeah, so these were the three companies that I wanted to work into. I basically started freelancing. My aim was okay. I'll tell about it later on in the video. So yeah, second thing was projects. Now your project should be made in such a way that it satisfies the role of a CFD analyst. You should start seeing yourself as a CFD analyst. Like what all things we'll be working on in the company, what all problems we'll be coming across, what all projects can I make to like impress a person who is going to take my interview. You should work according to like that only from the very first day. From the very first day you should be a CFD analyst. The first thing is this. And yeah, like you should be professional. At least you should be professional in your like projects, in your way of representing yourself. The world should think that yeah, this is the person. If I need any help in CFD, this is the person I need to talk to. So yeah, that is the thing. And so you should like make good projects out of it. So the projects which I made personally, I'll tell you how I picked up my projects. First of all, the trending topics, like back in 2019 20, I still remember ki automobiles were trending, like electric automobiles, basically electric automobiles. So what a thermal engineer can do is like thermally, it is the battery management systems of lithium ion batteries. So I studied about it, battery management systems of lithium ion batteries, and I came to know about three ways like cold plates can be used, dielectrics can be used, and like many more ways are there. So basically I wanted to work in these two domains, cold plates. So I made up a project on design optimization of cold plates for cooling down lithium ion batteries. One project was into this, second one was into dielectrics ki dielectric heat carrying away capacity in a lithium ion battery and all that. So and multiple projects like and one more thing, like F1 cars always like I'm not very much into the F1 racing and all, but yeah, F1 aero always like motivated me to work into CFD analyst. The biggest reason for me into getting CFD was F1, I guess. Like F1 aerodynamics, basically, not F1. I'm not very much into F1, but yeah, I do appreciate the F1 aerodynamics and the F1 aerodynamics team also. So yeah, if we talk about F1 aero, I did this project called as diffuser optimization. Like what I did is ki, let us consider this is an Ahmed body. Okay, so this is the diffuser. So I basically what I did is optimize this slant angle, this angle, and the rake angle, sorry, the diffuser, the slant angle, and the rake angle of the Ahmed body. Rake angle is nothing but the angle at which the Ahmed body is tilted. So I optimized these things and I like wrote a paper out of it also. And yeah, and in my RP, my professor gave me a project on flow over cylinder in the proximity of a closed wall, and it was a vibrating cylinder, and it had many real life applications. So the thing is ki you should select your projects on things like, I'll tell you. Yeah, you should select your project first of all trending, like it should be in the trend, and you should have a real life application out of it. Real life application. I have seen people ki they are doing projects which don't have any real life application. They just copy out projects on the YouTube. You can copy out projects on the YouTube, but the thing is you should have anything innovative out of it. You should at least have applied something in that project of your own, which you can say to the people, yes, ki this much is the YouTube part, and rest of the things I have done it by myself. I have extended this project. Basically, it is nothing bad to copy anyone's project, but the thing is that you should be innovative at least, and you're not doing it to show to people. You're doing it for yourself. You're doing it for the learning purpose. So yeah, these two, like these two, plus it should have, and like if it is having any industrial applications, then definitely it is also a plus advantage. And yeah, do remember, the list which you made here, the list of the companies which you made here should cover should cover applications on those companies also. Like if I'm picking my purpose of picking up the diffuser project and like the flow, basically the aerodynamics projects, were because of the company Mercedes, because I knew ki these projects are going to like develop an interest in the interviews of Mercedes when I get there. uh, so yeah, I did many more projects like according to this domain also. Like there was this corrugated flow project. In this we can reduce the drag. Like this is a simple plate, and if air or any medium fluid is flowing over it, if it causes a drag force of 1 newton, can we decrease the drag by some percentage, like 0.9, 0.96 newtons, by designing this plate in a different way. So I made it like this, a corrugated plate. Basically what happens is ki there are vortices generated inside it which act as a powerhouse, and the flow like gets pushed in a very fast, like comparatively faster way over the plate. So it can basically decrease the drag force. I like it was a very new project. No one has, like, people have worked, but still no one got any results till now. Otherwise every car, every plane, everything which we would have been seeing would be a corrugated surface. But no, we are not seeing that. So yeah, people are working still on that. So I picked up this as my semester project, and my professor also said ki this is a very very long project. This is a PhD project actually, what I'm picking up right now. But still I knew it will not be completed, and at least I'll gain something out of it, and definitely it is going to interest the give like develop an interest in the interviews of Benz. So my purpose of picking this project was Benz actually. So yeah, I picked up this project. And you can think like that also, like whatever company you want to work into, you can pick projects according to its domain and what interviews might interest in, like such projects you can pick up. So yeah, these are the ways of picking up projects that we have talked about. Step 2 is also completed. Now talking of step 3. Okay. Okay, let it be. If we talk about step 3, so till now I'm considering you know what are the domains you want to see yourself in, and do pick up 2-3 domains at least from here, like from the field of mechanical. Do pick up 2-3 domains, and these domains should be your primary domain. If you know CFD well, you can get into design domain also, because like you are designing things at that point of time, like not very much, but yeah, still you are designing things. So you might be good at SolidWorks and everything. You can design a pump. Like if you want to get into G, you can make a centrifugal pump and try to increase its maybe flow rate, mass flow rate, and everything. So yeah, you should pick up at least 2 or 3 domains. And till now I'm assuming you know how to, like you have already picked up your domain, talk to seniors, what all companies are coming in your campus, and you know everything out of it. And second thing is, you have made a lot of good projects in this domain. Now third thing is ki you are well equipped. Now you have the skills, you have the basics, you have everything. Third thing is ki build your portfolio. Okay, like how can you build up your portfolio? So this was the thing I was talking about earlier. Okay, let me talk about this in a new page. Okay, so yeah, is it recording? Yeah, it's. So yeah, this is the step 3 basically, build your portfolio. So in this, what happens is ki do not consider yourself as a CFD analyst. Like if you were getting into CFD, Now consider yourself as the interviewer of that company which you want to get in. So if I wanted to get into Mercedes, okay, so like I'm why the fuck I'm considering always the example of Mercedes. Wait, I'm working for someone else right now. Sorry. Yeah, nothing like that. Like there was one time when I wanted to get into Benz. Now the things has changed. Now like things are very much changed. Now I want to change my career itself, like from a CFD career to a data analyst. But still, let me consider if I wanted to get into Dover. Okay, let it be Benz only because everyone knows what Benz does and like what Benz does basically. So it would be better, like it would be a better example for you guys. So yeah, let me consider if I wanted to get into Benz. Okay, so what happens here is ki if I'm an interviewer, I'll definitely first thing is ki your interest, and your interest always will be shown by the way you explain your projects. Even if you have done a very good project, a very good project, but still you are not able to explain it properly, like it is all the hard work goes into vain. Like you'll not be a perfect fit that for that job role actually. So he'll not consider you, what I meant to say. So yeah, you should explain your projects very like in a very well mannered way, and your interest definitely shows it all. Like try to look at your interest. I got lost somewhere. Wait, I was thinking of something else. Yeah. It is more of a talkative session. Like I'll try to interact with you guys, and just take like just watch these kinds of videos when you're having food, when you're traveling, or when you're going somewhere. Like it will definitely act as a time pass for you because I'm going to talk in a very detailed manner. I'll make long videos so that I can interact with you guys and like try to be productive, not those short videos in which I'll tell about this video. Nah, I'll make a very long video. I'll tell you about everything what happens basically and how every step which you should take. So these videos are going to be long and bear with me. Yeah. So being a interviewer, he'll look at your interest. So interest you can show it by explaining your projects in a very well mannered way. Now what happens is he looks at your projects. What all projects you have done in that domain. If you haven't done any good projects, then definitely like then also he might consider you, but you have to do a couple of good projects in your domain. And the most important things that the interviewer looks at you is ki, do you want to see yourself as in that career? So how basically can you show it to him ki yes, I'm the person that is the very right fit for this job role. So like I'll tell ki what portfolio you should create. First of all, you should have projects. Second thing ki if someone is interested, what I did, like you can take these steps, you might not. It depends on you. It depends on you. It totally depends on you. But what I did, I'll talk about that more. So I wanted to like by the end of the first year, I still remember ki I was able to run CFD simulations. I knew, matlab 60-70% I knew things what how things can be done and what exactly happens behind ANSYS Fluent, like the fluid part of solving anything numerically. So I knew things. So I wanted to use it in the real world. Basically to show the interviewers ki I have already worked, and even if I'm a student, I have some work experience. I started to apply on freelancing websites. Like I applied on freelancer.in, I applied on Upworks, I applied on Internchalas, and many more places I did apply on. So I got 3-4 kinds of internship. First, there was this Swedish guy, and he asked me to design a turbine blade, basically like a 3D blade, and I had to optimize it in such a way that he had a very like complicated kind of water circuit flow, and he wanted to like optimize the design blade in such a way that whenever fluid hits at those blades, it runs in a very like it rotates in a very fast, like the most fast rotational speed it can run up to. So I had to design a blade like that. So sadly, like I didn't had any license and anything for that. So I did do some literature study and all for it, and I tried to design the blade also. But sadly, like I was not able to run the simulation because I didn't had a license version, and at that point of time, my college also didn't provide me for my personal work. So yeah, but still he paid me a good amount for it. Like the project was not completed, but still I told him many things and I helped him in many ways. So he did pay me well. Second project which I got was from a person from IIT Madras, and like I'll show you how did it help me in my career. How did it like help me growing up basically. So this person asked me to read four research papers in the field of CFD, and these were basically the turbine optimization blade papers only, which I told you. So this person was a research grad over there, and he didn't had many like much time to read these papers, and he asked me to read four research papers, and he asked me to like in a presentation I had to explain it what the paper basically tells, and mostly the pinpoints of the paper I had to take it out and explain it to him. So and he did pay me well also. Like he paid me 1100 bucks for one paper, and I was paid well, like 4400. And this I completed in 2-3 days only. Like because and this helped me like at this point of time. It did really help me in reading research papers, because like afterwards he extended these papers to some 4-5 papers more. And this person in IIT Madras, his name was Dinesh. He was working with a company, like he was also freelancing, and he told, and the person people he with whom he was freelancing actually was IIT postgraduates, like IIT graduates actually, not postgraduates. So yeah, their company's name was Tequila Shirts, and this person referred me over here for their CFD simulation in the same papers, like in the same project. So these guys approached me, and yeah, like mostly Dinesh sir was only having a sessions having the sessions with me, and these people wanted me to design and optimize their turbine blades in such a way that it could increase the efficiency of the blades basically. Because in turbines what happens is ki the higher the inlet temperature is, the higher the efficiency you'll get. But the problem is ki if you increase the temperature of the like fluid flowing over the turbine blades, it creates metallurgical failure limits in the blades, and ultimately the blade breaks or the blade melts. Like there are failures in the blades. So I had to optimize these blades in such a way that it could sustain higher like the temperature of the blade doesn't go very much high. So yeah, this kind of work I was doing with them, and yeah, I do have to read a lot of papers in this project also, and I had to simulate things. So these guys paid me really well. Like yeah, they actually asked me only ki how much amount you want, just tell us. Like we had to make up a notion, notepad if you call it, a notepad, and I had to mention up things. So I did work with them also. Now what I'm doing ki this project is being carrying on, but I don't think I'll be carrying on with this project for a much longer period of time, because I have my internship going on right now also. So yeah, basically what I did, I started to show up my work experience. Like I started to gain work experiences from different places I could, so that I jotted down in my resume, and I can show it to the world. Yes, I'm a person who is studying and trying to work also in some domain, because I do have interest in that domain. So it really helped me out. And when I told about this project to the people in Dover, like to the interviewers in Dover, they did really appreciate that ki, like wow, it is a very good thing if you're trying to. And yeah, I did this also for monetary support, because I have a education loan over me, and yeah, I wanted to earn some money, and like I did had some free time I wanted to earn, and I was working very hard at that point of time. Like now also I'm working, but still uh, basically it was for the work experience part. Yeah, so I did that. Second thing which I wanted to do but I wasn't able to do is whatever projects, whatever things I made, I never uploaded them in any blogging website. Because like what I think if you whatever projects you're making, they are there in your laptop, and at some point of time they are going to be deleted away. Like no one really cares, like no one really knows what you have done. So I wanted to make up a website basically, and you can hire these blogging. I did a little research on it. Like, you can hire many domains, and WordPress, there is Wix, there is GoDaddy.com, and you can make very, like, you can easily make any websites there. So I wanted to upload all my projects. If you show my projects also, there are like many projects I've did, like small projects also. I did some projects from YouTube, like extended them a little bit, with freelancing projects, my college projects. Every semester we used to make 2 3 projects, and we had 3 semesters till now. So just imagine the amount of projects I have been working on till now. So I wanted to upload each one of them on a website, a little article about them, ki what all design is this, what all I did, what all boundary conditions I took, so that at least if I apply somewhere, at least if someone wants to know about me, they can easily open up that website and see, wow, this person is so creative after being a mechanical engineer, and he really has some interest in his domain. So I should have done this. I should have definitely done this, but I never did this. I'll try to work on this. Like, I definitely want to make up a website, but still, I'm being lazy after the placements, I guess. So yeah, this is the thing. Like, these are the things you can do to build up your portfolio, basically. So I think, yeah. So now what happens is, you know the domains you want to get into. Okay, you know the domains you want to get into. You have the skills related to the domains you want to get into, and you have a very good portfolio. Dude, who now stops you to get into that domain, huh? Just imagine, like, when you're going to apply to that company in which you want to get in, these people are going to see your portfolio, and they'll be like very much impressed from your portfolio, because no one comes with such a great portfolio and applies. People, what they really do, they make up a resume, they go to websites like naukri.com and everywhere they go to, and they just directly apply to those job offers, job roles, but they don't have a portfolio for that particular companies. So try to build up your portfolio. Do make projects in various domains, so that whenever you apply into a company, you can pick some projects out of it, and according to the company's job role, you apply in that. So there was this one company, I'll tell you about a short story, Cypress Infineon. So this company came to our campus. I did apply for it. The package was also really good. Like, package was something about 13 14, like LPA. And I did apply for that. I went till the final interviews. It was basically a supply and chain management company. So I did went for it. Like, my interview, every round I cleared. I went till the final rounds of interviews, and in the final round also they took my interview for 40 minutes. And had the, because like I wanted to get into that because of the package. Like, I didn't knew back then, I'll be getting a package, something like that afterwards also. So I didn't knew about it. But I wanted to get into that company because of the package. But I didn't have that interest in me. I didn't had many projects related to this domain. But I did have a lot of knowledge, because I did already tell you ki I have knowledge in various domains, because like people used to do a lot of things, but I mostly like prefer my time to just sit in front of the laptop and know everything. So that is just the difference. And yeah, so getting back to Cypress Infineon, my interview also went really well. I literally I answered everything. These guys asked me very tough questions, like, being a thermal engineer, how can you help Cypress in performing well and all that. But I still managed to answer that, like, very valid reasons I have quoted down. So yeah, but at the last of the interview, I didn't had that interest. So I asked the interviewer directly. He asked me, do you have any questions before winding up? So I told ki, sir, being like, I want to work with you guys. Can you just tell me how my interview really went? And being a student, I want your true opinions about me. What can I do? So he very much clearly quoted ki, see Ramayana, we are definitely not going to select you, but we are very much impressed of the knowledge that you have, and try getting into your domain. Because in the middle of the interview, he asked me some things that really motivated me, like, really some of my good projects, basically. So I told him about my projects, and the way I was telling about my projects, he was very much impressed about, like, those projects. So he told me, the way you tell about your projects, the way you explain them, the way you show your interest in your projects, really appreciates your work, and you should try getting into thermal domain. You shouldn't apply for non-core companies. Just try getting into thermal, like, core companies. And after Cyprus, there was my written test schedule for Dover. So it really motivated me. I knew that I'll not be selected for this company, but still it really motivated me. So after that I worked more and like into my domain, and it really motivated me to getting into my domain itself. So yeah, it motivated me. This was the short story basically. And yeah, now you have the domain, skills, portfolio, and now what else you can do. So now comes the placement session, and this placement session begins after your second sem break, like in your second sem break, or for the masters people, for the MTech people, and for the BTech people, it starts just before the semester in which your placement sessions are going to take place. So like, just imagine, like, hmm, I forgot what I was saying. Like, actually, this happens a lot with me. I'm new with this video vlogging and all. So, talking to yourself is not that easy as it looks. Yeah. So, let us consider you are in your second sem break right now. Like, after this semester, after this upcoming semester, your placement begins. And for the BTech people, it might be different. So, just think whatever suits for you. And yeah, what you will do in this second sem break. I'll quote with the masters people over here. Like, I'm just talking for the masters. If you're a BTech guy, just imagine what you are, like what situation suits you well. So yeah, now second sem break is going on, and what you'll do, like, you'll think I have skills, I have everything, I'll start applying and all. But remember, even if you're like in the best colleges of India doing your masters, never just rely on the placement self. Never ever. So start applying on various job portals, also various freelancing websites, like wherever you can apply, just start applying. It will definitely help you to gain some knowledge at least. So first of all, start applying. Second thing you should do ki start preparing for your written test. So usually the placements which go on inside a campus, like the on-campus placements, the first round will be technical or logical ability or qualitative kind of things. So there will be a website, like there will be a website given to you guys, in which you can practice your qualitative and quantitative aptitude tests, and you can get prepared for that. So do half an hour, just 30 minutes every day, do practice qualitative. And if I talk about if I talk about your technical domain, so what you should do, just revise GATE. Okay, just revise whatever GATE syllabus was there, and just your domain. Like, if you want to get into CFD, do revise thermal, power plant engineering, heat transfer, fluids, all that. Don't get into inventory management and all. So like, just give it a overlook, but still revise the basics at least. So yeah, GATE syllabus is there, and believe me, it only helps 20%. Actually, what I did wrong, ki in the starting I gave this my 100% shot. Like, I was just preparing for the GATE syllabus, but it is not the case. I have a very good friend, like Deepthi Soni. She's very close to me actually. Yeah, as a friend. So the thing is, she taught me ki there was this company General Motors. Like, she's right now working with GE, General Electric. You can call it. There are various sub branches of it: General Motors, General Electric, General Healthcare, General Aviation. So she's working with GE right now, GE Power. And what she did, she asked me, Ramayana, why didn't you get selected for GE? Like, I did apply for it. I didn't have that motivation actually to get into GE, because they were not offering the CFD analyst role. But still, I did apply for it. So for it also, I made till the final. There were 4 or 5 companies in which I made to the finals. But I'll not disclose the reason over here why I didn't get into that. But yeah, I didn't get into GE as well, because it was not offering a CFD analyst role. So inner motivation was lacking, I guess. Yeah. So she asked me, Ramana, why didn't you get into GE? Like, what is the problem basically? What are you facing in the final interviews? So I told ki, yaar, I know things, but whatever they ask at that point of time, I'm not able to answer that. So the basic thing was, she told me about ki your app. Like, she interviewed me also for like 15-20 minutes. She asked me some questions, whatever these guys asked to her in GE. So she told ki your application based knowledge is lacking a lot. She told me your application based knowledge is lagging a lot. Like, I did knew about the basics. I did knew about everything, but your application, like I'm dressed up right now because because of the work, but still. Okay, let's get back. So my application based knowledge is lagging. Like, let me tell you what is application based knowledge with the help of an example. If you know about heat and heat transfer and everything, it is fine. If you know about power engineering also, basics and everything, it is fine. But these people, what they ask is, uh, if you take a turbine, you'll and if you take a turbine, and what are the changes that you'll make in the turbine if you put it in a very cold region versus a very hot region. So at that point of time you'll start thinking about yaar kya hoga. But still, basically what happens is the mass flow rate changes, and according to it there are several changes made into it, because in cold regions the density of the fluid flowing over it is high, but in hot region the density of the fluid flowing over it is low. So according to it, this is called as application based knowledge. What happens here? So she now what I look ki okay, after that, okay, next page. So here, till here everything I told you must be knowing about it. Step 4, okay, step 4 till here. Now let's get back to step 5. How should you prepare for the application based knowledge plus this all. So yeah, step 5. Now the real game starts. You have domain, you have skills, you have your portfolio, you have studied for your placements, the quantitative, qualitative and gate syllabus. Now I'll talk about the application based knowledge. Okay, so what happens here is ki what Deepti did with me is ki she, like, we still remember for hours and hours after the mess, like mostly when Dover was coming to the campus, she used, and I knew ki Dover is going to ask me totally about RAC, like refrigeration and air conditioning, and this I came to know from the seniors as well as from the people who are going to take my interview. And I looked in link, I looked. Okay, so from the people of like who all are going to take my interview, I checked their profile on LinkedIn and I found out what all domains they are from, and I prepared accordingly. So because I definitely wanted to get into this company, these companies basically worked in the CFD analyst roles and all. So I was very much excited for this company, and it did give me a pre-placement offer. So yeah, like what could be better than that? So I started preparing for it. Now what Deepti did is I prepared the basics, what all happens in RAC, psychometry and everything. So I do have CFD knowledge, I do have everything, but believe me, these guys are not going to ask you about CFD in your interviews, in your technical interviews. They have had their written test, the technical test, the technical interview, the managerial interview, the HR interview. They had so many rounds of interviews. So ठीक है, done. हाँ, तो what Deepti did is ki I was on the side, I was preparing for the technical interviews by revising every concept and everything. Now what Deepti did is she used to take out various questions, like lab based Viva type of questions, application based questions from the net. She was already placed, that's why she was helping me at that point of time. So yeah, she took out every kind of questions, Viva questions and all that from internet, and she used to ask me after the mess. So I still remember we used to sit for 1 hour, 2 hours, like, and like somewhere we used to sit, and she used to ask me questions. A lot of questions she used to ask me. So there were many questions in starting in which I was not able to answer, but still I coped up with that. And finally, there was a time just before the interview, just before 1 or 2 days before the interview, I was good at everything. Like whatever she used to ask me, I would tell her. So I still remember in the technical interview, there was this technical interviewer. He was asking me questions, like normally he was asking, and at some point of time it became a rapid interview, like a rapid round fire quiz kind of thing. So he was asking me, I was answering, he asking me, it was so fast that like it only took 10 minutes, and in those 10 minutes he asked me at least 15-20 questions. And like believe me, they were long questions, but still I answered them all. Only one question which I was not able to answer, like I don't remember it, but still there was only one question, but I guessed it, and later on I checked that guess and it was right actually. So yeah, it did help me. Ask your friends, ask your batchmates, your colleagues to ask you questions. Like make these small groups. I asked my classmates to make this small group for Duo, but none of them supported me with this, and like they prepared for there. But still, it's okay. It's their own personal decision. So I like ask your batchmates, your colleagues, your friends, basically your close friends, to ask you questions for that company, and do search out questions on internet application, because so these all 5 steps I took to prepare for finally the like full-fledged placement series. Okay, now this all is what happens in a placement. This all are the things that you're going to work in a placement, be it mechanical, be it computer science, be it IT, be it biotechnology, be it anything. And believe me that you have to work really hard. And if you're working that hard, easily you'll be earning more than 15 LPA. So things are hard in the starting, but still it pays off. Believe me when I say this, it pays off. And if you keep working hard, it will even pay off more, I guess. Like I haven't found out till now, but still I'll find out in the future and I'll tell it to you guys. So just work hard, things are going to pay off. That is the mantra. Now what else to say? Okay, so the and now the second session, what I'll be talking about, the domains, basically what domains you can get into, what do like and subscribe please. Okay, yeah, what domains you can get into, what uh what like how to prepare for these extra domains preparations. And these domains will be somewhat related to mechanical fields, like whatever fields you multi domainal fields, these will be like you can use these domains into multi branches. So yeah, plus I'll be talking like there will be interview section of people I'll be talking to. I haven't contacted my batchmates, but still I do have a list of everyone who is placed where, and I'll try to make a podcast kind of interviews with them. And yeah, I'll be uploading them. So stay connected and please share these videos with your friends, and like into different domains and branches, so that everyone gets out a benefit out of it. And yeah, keep growing, keep studying, increase your entropy. Just go enjoy life. What else could I say? So yeah, see you guys. Bye. Welcome. Like I'll see you in the next video.